Guys, today is Thursday, June 25th, and today in place of our Zooms, we're going to go over a day at the beach, which was your independent work this week. And for math, you will be using your math game in your packet on pages 61 through 65. Now, this is a day at the beach, and you should have already done this on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And today I'd love for you to pull it out and have it in front of you as we watch this. And again, this is a YouTube video, so feel free to pause, go back, rewind, fast forward, whenever you need to. So I'm going to start by reading this passage. Now remember, as you read it, I wanted you to circle any words you didn't know what they meant. I wanted you to read it 3 times and try to time yourself so that you can see how many words per minute you could read. But I'm going to start just by reading it. Kara loved the beach. She loved making sandcastles and collecting shells. She did not like the water, though. "Let's go swimming," her brother said. "No, I am afraid," she answered. "But you love to swim in the pool," he replied. "Yes, but there are not any fish in the pool, and I can see the bottom of it." "Come with me, and I will make sure that you are okay," he said. Kara walked to the edges of the lake and stuck her toes in. "Maybe I will just go to my knees," she said. Kara walked out further and further, and the next thing she knew, she was swimming. "I did it!" she exclaimed. All right. Now I'm going to pull out my questions, and I'm going to have them side by side. That way I can go back and forth from the question to the story. Now my first question is, what did Kara like to do at the beach? Well, the very first thing I want you to check yourself is, did you use a complete sentence? Meaning, did you turn your question around? So that means if it says, what did Kara like to do at the beach, turning the question would be, Kara liked to Now I have to go back and find my answer. Kara loved the beach. She loved making sandcastles and collecting shells. So I'm going to underline that. And I'm going to put a number 1 next to it because it's my answer for number 1. So Kara liked to make sandcastles and collect So Kara liked to make sandcastles and collect shells at the beach. So I used a complete sentence. And the next thing you're going to check is, did you use a detail from the story? And last is, did you have a capital letter and punctuation? Question 2. Why did Kara say she did not like to swim at the beach? So I'm going to go back. "Let's go swimming," her brother said. "No, I am afraid," she answered. "But you love to swim at the pool," he replied. "Yes, but there are not any fish in the pool, and I can see the bottom of it." So she knows there's fish, and she can't see the bottom of the ocean. So I'm going to turn my question around. Kara did not like the beach because there were fish and she could not see the bottom. So if I answered this question and I just said she couldn't see the bottom and there were fish, I wouldn't have turned it around. I need to have that beginning of my sentence, Kara did not like the beach because I need to restate my question. All right, question number 3. What made Kara decide to go into the water? So I'm going to go back. Come with me and I will make sure you are okay, he said. Kara walked to the edge of the lake and stuck her toes in. So, what made her feel okay is that her brother said he would make sure she was okay. So Kara went into the water because her brother said he would make sure she was okay. All right, question number 3 question number 4 says, what was the problem in the story? So I'm going to go back. What was the problem in the story? Let's think about everything it told us. So this is one where I'm not going to go back to a certain spot. This one I have to think about, what was Kara afraid of? So pause the video and think for a moment. What was she afraid of? So when I think about what Kara was afraid of, I can even just go back to these questions as a reminder. What did Kara like to do at the beach? Why did Kara say she did not want to swim at the beach? What made her afraid of the beach? So what was the problem of the story? Well, the problem of the story was that Kara was afraid of the beach. And the last question, how was the problem solved? I'm going to go back and I'm going to look here because I think I remember it showing me how she kind of figured it out. Maybe I will just go to my knees, she said. Kara walked out further and further, and the next thing she knew, she was swimming. So what Kara did is she did a little bit at a time, and eventually she was no longer afraid. The problem was solved So the problem was solved when Kara decided to go into the beach up to her knees and was not afraid anymore. So notice that when I read this story, I often went back after each question and I would look for the details in the story. I'd underline the details that I used to help me answer. I made sure that I used a complete sentence at the beginning by restating my question. I used the details that I got every time I went back into the story, and I made sure that I used capital letters and punctuation to have a proper sentence. Now we're going to work on these every week, so next week you'll have another comprehension story that you'll read 3 times and time yourself, and then you'll work on questions. So I want you to make sure you feel comfortable with this. If you finish this quickly today, feel free to use that extra time to independently read a book of your choice. It could be a book you have at home, or maybe you want to read on my own. All right, guys. Bye-bye.